How have we, in these modern times, come to terms with our own mortality? Is death for us but another form of built-in obsolescence, necessary to make room on the congested roads of life for this year's new, hopefully improved models of mankind? Or is life to us a credit card that has no limit, and death a bill to be paid by bankers, or a day of reckoning to be indefinitely deferred? Sooner or later, the end must come to us all. Never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee.
Last orders, please.
Hello, Ruth.
Hello, Dave.
How are they going, all right? Quite the best, please. And a glass of water for my friend here.
Amanda? Has Finn arrived with that wreath yet?
No, I don't think so.
And where's my black tie? I'm going to be late.
Roger, you won't find it there. I've told you that already.
It must be somewhere.
If it was, I would have seen it. I vacuumed the sofa only this morning.
Again? You did it yesterday.
Well, I'm convinced it's the Finn's cat that's responsible for this outbreak of nits.
Surely not.
Well, it's not clean, Roger. It's like a safari park in a doormat. Even when it's asleep, it still jumps up and down.
Don't exaggerate, Amanda. Look at the time. The taxi will be here soon. Can we please find my tie?
Very well, Roger. I'll look in the bedroom again.
Thank you. Oh, my God, that'll be the taxi. Look out!
How you going then, all right?
What happened to that?
Well, it come off the handlebars and got caught up in the spokes. It couldn't be helped, I'm afraid, Roger.
Can't believe it, Finn. That's not a wreath. That's a compost heap.
Well, that's gratitude for you. Next time you're going to a funeral, don't expect me to go and pick up your pansies for you.
No, I won't. I'll do it myself. I would have done this time if the car hadn't broken down. Finn, this is wet.
Is it?
It smells of beer.
Well, I took it in a pub with me for a drink.
Oh, I see. You left it on the bar, I suppose, and forgot all about it.
No, I hung it round the dartboard. But it fell off and dived in me beer.
I can't believe it. You took my wreath into a pub?
Of course I took it in a pub. I couldn't leave it outside, use your sense. Someone could have nicked it.
What sort of mentality have you got, Finn? Don't you think people have any decency?
No. What, do you?
Well, who'd steal a wreath from the outside of a pub?
Well, you never know, do you? Passing hearse, up with a coffin lid, hand outside. Grabbed the wreath and away down the street, brother.
Yeah, well, I can't possibly take it with me like this. Have you got any string?
Well, I'll see what I've got. A few odds and ends here. There you go. How's that? It's the right colour and all.
Finn, this is a tie. This is my tie. What have you done to it? It's filthy.
I found it in the back of the executive car. I thought it was an old rag, so I've been using it to wipe the dipstick with.
You're unbelievable, Finn. You really are. Amanda, have we got any string?
Roger, you're not going to wear a piece of string.
No, Amanda, no. It's for that.
Oh, I see.
And do you think you could do something with that?
Oh, you found it. Oh, yes. Mr. Finn, how is your cat?
All right. Why?
Nothing.
Here, what you scratching yourself for?
What are you scratching yourself for?
I've got heat spots. What you got?
I wish I knew. Right, thank you. All right, Finn, we won't keep you.
All right, I'll leave you then. Well, have a good time at the cemetery. You got a nice day for it.
We're going on a picnic, you know. Oh, just a second. Well, wasn't there a card with the wreath?
Oh, yeah. I nearly forgot. Hang about. There you go.
Thank you.
Right.
Finn, this says get well soon.
Sorry, wrong one. That's from me brother. He's in hospital having his stomach adjusted. Yeah, I'll try that one besides.
Thank you. But, Finn, this is blank. There's no dedication on it. Oh, for heaven's sake, I trust you to go on a simple errand and you make a mess of the whole thing.
All right, hold on to your braces. I'll do it for you. I'll find something nice and depressing in the dearly departed column for you. Hello, Petal.
I beg your pardon?
The wife. She's another one.
Another what?
With no sense of humour. Can never see the funny side at funerals.
I don't know many people who can.
No, but any old corpse will get her going. I mean, that's not healthy, is it? I can't let her go past the crematorium anymore. Cost me too much in paper hankies. It was the same when the kid's first budgie died. They buried him in a garden in a matchbox.
A matchbox?
Well, I had to fold him in half to get him in, mind you. But you should have seen the state she was in. God, dear, she was crying for days, she was. I mean, that's not normal, is it, eh? The card she sent him was bigger than he was. And it cost more.
Yes, well, some people are more sensitive about these things than you, Finn. Even if it's only a pet, it can still be distressing.
Yeah. Well, the terrible thing was, I buried the wrong box, didn't I? Huh? I took him out in the pub to give someone a light. I never knew Budgie's feet were inflammable, did you? Who snuffed it, anyway? Someone you know?
Well, of course it's someone I know. Why should I go to the funeral of people I don't know? Do you suppose I go off on my own, creeping round cemeteries like a ghoul?
Oh, I never know with you. Doing a bit of overtime, bit of market research. Good evening. How you going? All right? Hey, how's you like the new coffin? You think you found any difference in your life since you've been dead?
Yes, well, I suppose a funeral's your idea of a cheap day out for the family, eh? Eh? Yes, always did like to wring the last drop of entertainment out of other people's misfortunes, don't you, Finn?
Nothing of the sort. Mind you, I do go out to the cemetery now and again. Have a look round, get the feel of the place. I've got my eye on a nice little plot up there.
Oh, yes, window shopping?
Ah, it's under a tree, it is. Be nice, because I can give a bit of shade in the summer. And in the autumn, when all the leaves fall down, they'll cover me and keep me warm. Like a continental quilt. Here, you got continental quilts, haven't you?
Yes.
Oh, well, you'll know what to expect then, won't you? Eh? You and the missus. Mind you, it's first come, first served. You don't want to get stuck with any old thing. You want to get up there and get your name down sharpish.
Oh, yes, good idea. It's our anniversary soon. I can just see her face when I come home with a big bunch of flowers and say, "Happy anniversary, darling. I bought you a charming little plot in the cemetery."
Yeah, that's right. And a nice marble headstone for her birthday. A floral pimp winding cloth, natural pine coffin with a stained glass peephole so she can see where she's going. Windscreen wipers in case it rains. I'll tell you, with all that to look forward to, it's hardly worth staying alive. Oh, hello there. We was just talking about you.
Yes, I heard. Roger, your tie.
Thank you. Finn, can't you be more careful what you say? There's no laughing matter, is it? Somebody passes on and all you can do is make facetious remarks.
Well, I shouldn't think you were all that concerned. I thought all you was worried about was looking suitably mournful and getting the right colour neckwear. You put your long face on with your armband, you get your words of comfort out of mothballs, and then rush down the cemetery before the mood wears off.
How dare you?
Pardon?
What do you know about my feelings? I happen to be deeply disturbed about this. I've lost a very good friend, a very dear colleague at work whom I've known for many years. I'll thank you to keep your distasteful jokes and your cheap cynicism to yourself.
Well, I'm sorry, Roger. I didn't know that it was a deep, meaningful relationship with a colleague of yours at work. I'm sorry. I thought you was just going for appearances. I apologise.
All right. I'm sorry too.
That's all right.
I'm sorry I shouted.
No. Who was it? Anyone I know?
Mrs. Collins.
Mrs. Collins?
Mrs. Collins, the tea lady.
The tea lady? Oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, what happened to her? She... No. She didn't topple off the urn and drown herself, did she?
Now, look
You hypocrite, leave it out. That's what you are. How could you tell me that the tea lady was a deep colleague of yours, eh? God, what a load of cods.
She certainly was, in a way.
All you ever saw of her was a distant clattering coming down the hall. Huh? A cloud of steam condensing your office at 10 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. I bet you never even looked up from your desk. All you ever saw of her was a big bum and an Eccles cake.
Now then, where are my cufflinks?
Well. So this is where the Scott microbes divide and multiply, is it? Eh? Well, plenty of bounce in that. You want to watch you both don't go through the ceiling? Uh-huh. The Henry Cooper muscular toiletries, I see. For a finer fragrance between the sheets. Here, this yours, Roger.
Don't be idiotic, Finn.
No, I didn't think it was. I bet you go to bed with a crease in your pyjamas, eh? Huh? Your armpits in curlers and your teeth in a briefcase by the side of the bed.
I think you might spare me your customary vulgarity at a time when somebody has just passed on.
Passed on? What an expression, eh?
Well, as good a way of putting it as any.
You'd think that death, the word, is like a 5-lettered obscenity. The sort of thing that kids whisper at the back of toilets, like knickers and number 2s. You wouldn't think it was a normal consequence of living, just a natural bodily function.
Sometimes, Finn, I think you're obsessed with bodily functions.
Well, you've got to go sometimes. You may as well face up to it, son.
I know that. Of course, we all come to an end. But when it happens to somebody we know, we don't speak of it directly. We use these euphemisms out of respect for the bereaved.
Oh, I don't see how any words can help. When my father went, there was nothing anybody could say. I'll never forget that.
No, well, can't have been easy for you.
I remember I went to church. It was pouring with rain. It was cold and damp inside. I didn't have no cushions to kneel on. My knees got sore. Funny the things you remember, isn't it?
Yes, the small details.
I thought of all the things I wished I'd said, you know? All the times when just a word would have made that much difference, like. I remember when he used to take me fishing. He used to take me out to football matches. Remember him coming home drunk. Remember him coming home from work, tired. And when I was a kid, I used to rush down the street and meet him. But, you know, it was all over then. That's all there was to do, was, like, just remember. I never went to cemetery. I couldn't. So I choked up. But I knew he wouldn't mind, like. I never felt so bad.
Come on, Finn. There's no point in upsetting yourself.
And then, it wasn't until I got home and sat down for a bit that I really remembered, like, what a stupid, lazy, ignorant, bigoted old bastard he really was. It's funny, isn't it? You never really appreciate anyone's qualities till after they've gone.
I'm beginning to find this all rather depressing.
Well, I wouldn't have thought it would bother you. To you, death is just another highly significant experience that no thinking man should miss. Good. I'll bet that gave him a headache.
No point in talking. Your sort are all the same. You've no time for religion until you're in trouble. Your type wants forgiveness for their sins in advance so they can go out and commit them with a clear conscience. Is my coat ready, darling?
Won't be a minute, Roger.
I hope I'll be the first to go.
Yes, Finn, so do I.
Well, remember you said that. No, I mean, you know, when it's just the wife and me, when the kids have all left us. I know it sounds selfish, but if I was left without her, I don't know what I'd do.
Well, I must admit, I've sometimes had similar feelings myself.
Well, I don't think I could face it, quite honest. I mean, who'd I get to do me washing?
Finn, that's appalling.
Well, you've got to think of the practicalities, haven't you?
Hello, it's Scott here. There's my taxi left. All right, thank you, I'll wait.
Then, of course, there's the sex, isn't there?
Sex?
Well, it can't be easy getting a bit of crumpet when you're a widower of 80, can it?
No, I don't suppose it is. Always assuming you can remember what you're looking for.
I suppose I shall end up as a dirty old man.
Well, quite frankly, Finn, I think you're halfway there already.
I'll tell you what. If you go first and I'm left on my own, after a decent time, if you like, I'll marry your missus.
You?
Yeah, and if it's the other way round, you can marry mine.
I don't think I want to marry your wife, thank you, Finn.
Well, who entitles you to be so choosy then, eh? My own woman, she's like a jamboree bag. Till you get the wrapping off, you don't appreciate the quality of the goods inside, do you?
I'm not deprecating her, Finn. In fact, I think she's a very pleasant person, considering what she has to put up with.
Oh, well, in that case, if you fancy her, you know, you're interested. Bit of swapping, eh?
Swapping? Yeah. Finn, wives aren't stamp collections.
Nah, they're more like conkers, aren't they?
Conkers?
Conkers. You have a knock with my conker. I'll have a knock with your conker. We get a bit of variety and the conkers don't know no difference.
Yes, well, thanks for the offer, Finn. Perhaps you'd like to bring it up some other time in the near future, when I'm more in the mood for wife swapping.
Roger, your overcoat.
Thank you, darling.
And I hope you'll bear in mind, Roger, that by the time you are in the mood for wife swapping, you might not have a wife to swap.
Amanda, I didn't mean... Now look what you've done! Oh, my God, yes. There's the taxi. I must be off.
Right. And you know what you got to do, don't you? Just stand there and look miserable and depressed. You shouldn't find that too difficult.
Thank you.
Oh, you're off, are you?
Darling, I'm sorry,
That's
but
the matter
I
at all,
didn't...
Roger. Oh, Mr. Finn, there's your wife.
That's right.
What on earth's she doing with that hamster?
She's taking him to the vets. For God's sakes, woman, pick him up and carry him!
Right, well, I think that's everything.
And the cat, and the dog.
And the nippers. She's taking them down to vets to get them deloused. We've got to take them down to vet because the GP won't touch them. That's doctors for, innit? No knowledge of insects. A bottle of Valium and a look up your arris is all they can manage. Oh, well, you might as well sit down then, Roger.
What do you mean?
The wife and the fleas, they just hopped off in your taxi.
Going off in my taxi like that.
How was she tonight?
It's a damn nerve.
I tell you, if you put any more string on that reef, you'll be able to stick a handle on it and use it as a tennis racket.
You dragged it in the gutter in the first place. And if your wife hadn't gone off in my taxi, I wouldn't now be going to a funeral in a psychedelic stock car. Come on, Finn, step on it. I'm going to be late.
All right, keep your heads down on. I shouldn't be doing this, you know. I'm not supposed to use the company car for private business.
Aren't you?
No, I'm allowed to take the car home for the morning, that's it.
You're out in this car every night.
That's different. I'm working.
At night on the firm's business.
No, on the minicab business.
I ought to report you for that.
I wouldn't if I were you. I might tell them about your paper clips.
No, you better be careful, that's all. One of these nights somebody from the firm will see you.
I have been seen by the chief accountant, Mr. Turner. He ordered a taxi to pick him up outside a club the other night.
What did he do about it?
Nothing he could do. He was with the chief cashier, Mr. Ambrose, wasn't he?
Why should that have stopped him?
They was holding hands at the time.
You know where this cemetery is, I suppose.
Which one is it then?
Which one? How many are there?
Well, there's half a dozen round here. There's the one round behind the Maltster's Arms, and there's another one down at the Hen and Chickens. And there's that one behind the 3 Tons with the real ale and the Skittles. And of course, if you
Perhaps
go...
the only landmarks you know.
Let's have a look at the invitation.
You don't get invitations for funerals.
No invitations, eh? Well, I hope they don't have big bouncers. They might not like you tomb crashing, you know.
It's the Garden of Rest at Rushton.
Uh-huh. I haven't heard of that one. That's a free house, is it?
Come on, Finn, for God's sake. Take the brakes off, get in the fast lane, put your foot down.
You still giving your wife driving lessons, are you?
Just get moving, will you?
I'm getting buried in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull both me socks up. Be sure to lock the box up and get me to the crypt on time.
You're lost, aren't you?
Not necessarily. I just haven't found it yet, that's all. Now, for a backseat driver, you're doing an awful lot of talking up front, you know.
I just don't like arriving late, that's all.
Oh, upsets your digital biorhythms, does it? You're obsessed with punctuality. One morning, you'll look at your watch, realise your 70 years of lifespan are up and drop dead in your cornflakes. That'll be your epitaph. Roger Scott, forget him never. Died on time, punctual as ever. Collapsed while eating his breakfast cereal. Jesus has taken him for executive material.
Here, next left, next left.
Oh, regular Roger.
Quite the opposite with you, though, isn't it? The only thing on your headstone will be, here lies David Finn, couldn't make it into work, doctor's note in the post. A wasted life, Finn, you'll have done nothing.
That's the sort of remark I'd expect from you. Your idea of a good life is to work yourself to death.
I'd rather wear out than rust out.
I'd rather have a good bottle and pass out. There they are, there they are.
Steady, steady.
What's that going on behind?
The usual, can't wait 30 seconds to overtake.
I've just about had enough of this sort of thing. Now steady on, Harry.
What are you trying to do?
Go on, stick your head out the window, give him some verbal. Ask him what he's playing at.
It's empty.
What?
It's empty, look.
He's fallen out. Right! Look at him. Flash kid. Give them a flash car and they're all the same. No holding them.
There it is.
What?
The cemetery, look.
Oh, that's a bit of luck. Hang on. Yeah, there's one here, 150 years old.
Come on, Phil.
You know, if it's true that man is descended from the ape, then heaven must be full of gorillas. Not now. You won't find St. Peter on the gate. Just a big hairy ape munching a celestial banana. There we are.
A simple life, but a good one. A quiet life, but profound and holy in all respects, as we might appreciate from the wealth of tributes here today. Although she did not marry, in her fundraising activities and in her work with wayward girls, she led a full and saintly life. Our dear departed sister, Miss Amelia Weber.
The wrong one.
In loving memory of the girl with the warmest pot and the biggest pair of tea bags in the business, gone to brew up for Jesus in the big canteen in the sky. From Roger and the sales mob and Dave the driver.
Next week at 8 o'clock, Barry Took puts your questions to some of Britain's best-loved comedy performers in Funny You Ask.
To make that day last long, standing at the end of the road, boys, waiting for my new friends to come, and I don't care if I'm hungry or cold. I'm gonna get me some of them.